All right, welcome back to Courtroom Conversations. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the classic Courtroom YouTube channel so you don't miss any more of these deep dives into legal cases.
Some really fascinating cases from the past, you know?
Absolutely. I'm Dylan Brooks Hamilton.
I'm Susan Kelly Ashford.
And today, we're going all the way to Philadelphia,
Mm.
where a bunch of convictions have been overturned.
Yeah, and this has really got people talking.
It has. There's some really serious allegations of police misconduct.
Oh, going way back to the 1980s.
Yeah, the 80s. And it's not just like one case.
No.
There's a pattern here, a pattern that's led to people getting out of prison.
After decades.
Decades behind bars. So today, we're going to unpack how this could even happen.
Right.
And of course, talk about what this means for the people whose lives were affected.
Well, and I think what's so interesting is that all these cases, they come from a similar set of circumstances.
Right.
And the latest one, the one that's in the news, involves this guy, Russell Williams.
Yeah.
And he just got out after 41 years.
41 years. It's hard to even imagine.
I know.
And the crazy part is, he's always said he was innocent.
Mm-hmm.
But he took a plea deal to get out.
Right.
Explain that.
Okay, so a plea deal, it's kind of a complicated thing.
Yeah.
But essentially, it lets someone plead guilty to a lesser charge,
Okay.
even if they think they're innocent of the more serious one.
Okay.
So in Williams' case, he pled guilty to third-degree murder,
Uh-huh.
and he got sentenced to time served.
So that means he didn't have to spend any more time in prison.
Right, exactly. And it's, it's a way to navigate a system where proving your innocence after so long is just so difficult.
Yeah.
Even when there's evidence of misconduct.
Right.
The judge in this case actually made a point of saying that vacating the original conviction, that doesn't automatically mean exoneration.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it does show that there was something wrong.
With how the conviction happened.
Exactly.
So what was so wrong with the original circumstances?
Well, that's where it gets a little unsettling. The heart of this case, and a lot of the others, is what they're calling a sex for lies scheme.
Sex for lies?
Yeah. Basically, some of the former detectives, they're being accused of offering sexual favors to witnesses
Wow.
in exchange for false testimony. And it really makes you question the validity of all these convictions.
That's a huge accusation. And it's not just Williams, right?
No, there are a few others who've gotten out after spending decades locked up.
Yeah.
Andre Shakur Harvey, he got out in October.
Right.
Similar plea deal to Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Willie Stokes, spent decades in prison. But then a key witness in his case gets charged with perjury, lying under oath.
Wow.
Throws the whole conviction into question.
Yeah.
And then you've got William Franklin. He was freed after 44 years. A judge decided there was credible evidence that his testimony was coerced.
Man. It's like this whole thing is unraveling.
It really is.
To really get a handle on what's at stake here,
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to look closer at one of the cases.
Okay, yeah.
The one that really stands out is the one with Williams and Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
They were both convicted in 1982 for the murder of Fred Rainey.
Right.
There's the third guy too, but he died in prison.
Oh, wow.
But here's the crazy thing. The police, they apparently had two other suspects at the time. One of them, get this, was connected to a gambling ring.
Oh, my gosh.
But the defense never got this information.
That raises such an important point. What does it say about the justice system when evidence that could have helped the defense, potentially pointing to someone else, is just withheld?
Right.
These cases, if you look at them all together, it suggests a real systemic failure.
Yeah?
A failure to, follow those basic due process rights.
Right. The right to a fair trial, the right to put up a defense, the right to have all the facts considered.
Exactly. Those are supposed to be the cornerstones of our legal system. And in these cases, it looks like they were completely ignored.
You have to wonder, how many other cases are out there?
Oh, I'm sure there are more.
Just buried under all this injustice?
Right.
And to make things even more difficult, the detectives involved in these schemes, they're dead.
That's right.
So how can you even hold them accountable?
It's one of the most frustrating things about all of this. It's so hard, almost impossible to hold people accountable when they're gone.
Yeah.
And it just leaves this huge gap.
For the people who are wrongly convicted.
Exactly. But it does show us how important transparency is.
Right.
And oversight in law enforcement.
Yeah.
So this doesn't happen again.
Makes you think, doesn't it? We've only just touched on these cases. They're really complex, but they bring up some big questions.
They really do.
Especially when it comes to holding deceased officers accountable. What can we do to make sure this kind of misconduct doesn't happen again? And how can we make sure future convictions are sound? Think about that. And while you're thinking, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the Classic Courtroom YouTube channel for more deep dives into legal cases that'll really get you going.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep those courtroom conversations going.
Bye.
See ya.